Okay, we appear to be live. I need to gain myself in more. There we go. I should gain myself actually in. Yeah, everything seems to be fine and we're online. So I'm going to hop in and try to have a look at something I've been meaning to for a while, which is Double Companion. And to do that, I'm also going to mess about with reworking one of the builds I have on my build collection. As actually, the question came up today as well, with having a build for Scorpio. Now, we didn't have a good build for Scorpios for a while because we didn't have a good chest talent for them, and Companion should be a fix for that. And I already have a Henriette ready, which just needs some optimization a little bit. And then I'm also going to take that and work my way through some calculations of as there seems to be not exactly matching descriptions of what is happening with Double Companion. The consensus seems to be that it is broken, but not exactly on how it's broken. For the build that I have in mind, I actually need a Seska backpack that is retalentable, and I do not have one stashed here. I'm just going to check if this character has one, as this character does have the build that I'm going to rework if it's if Companion, Double Companion kind of works with it. So I just want to test it out first, just so also that I can play a little and then take it into some calculations after. I'm going to check one of my other characters. I believe I have, because I have a Vigilance backpack, I believe I have retalentable backpacks on other characters, which I could swap out, and that would let me have that a retalentable backpack available for that build. Because if I am correct, I'm using it one for, yeah, this Heartbreaker, and this one should be retalentable, yeah, because that one has existed for a while. Going to check if it's on any of the other builds. It isn't, so it's only on one build. So yeah, that I'm going to then swap that out, which means that this backpack goes, basically I'm going to swap these two to this one being the backpack on this build, and then freeing up that one so I can move it around. Let's see. I have just briefly check who that was. Okay, just some player. I'm going to so equip this, put the 12 crit damage mod from the other piece into here. That frees that all up, and I wanted to have the matching gear die, of course, black ivory, and that's going to be put on it as well. You know what? Seeing as I'm rebuilding this, or well, changing this build anyway, I'm going to go in here because I know there's actually a very specific dice skin that should be on that build, but I think I made it before I had access to it. Because yeah, I mean, on a Heartbreaker build, why wouldn't you have the Heartbreaker colors? So yeah, I'm going to save this again. Double check that I did everything okay. So yeah, that's also why I take out the mod. Then it becomes obvious which piece it is. So this is the mod. This is the modless piece. So then I know that it's easily identifiable. Let me double check that I yeah, have it all in here. Going to put that other mod back into this backpack. And this is something that isn't recommended, but I do, is every piece gets its own mod. And that's because I move pieces around a lot, and then it becomes a little bit easier to do it that way, but that comes at the cost, of course, that I use a lot of mods, and you should just use 3 mods on one character. Maybe a fourth if you want to use one in a improvised piece, but that's basically it. With 3 mods, you should be able to basically put all of your builds together and just put them in all of the loadouts, and move them around. So yeah, that does the work on this character. I'm just going to check as well if I have any other crit damage or chance mods maxed out on the character, but I don't. I'm going to jump back out. Also, in the meantime, let me actually grab a chat window for later on, just so you can at least see it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to jump up over to this character. I'm just going to briefly check in my build collection which slot the build is actually in. So it's going to be... Actually, I can bring this up on screen as well. Does it? Yes. So it's going to be 4 point something, because that's the character mine. I'm completely not seeing... Oh, here it is. Sometimes it's hard to see the one tree through that entire forest. So yeah, this build never really worked. It kind of did. It kind of meh. So it could use a rework. Just and also this tied itself very much into having, because it was going for flatline and imperfect spotter. It was tying itself very much into technician as well, and this wouldn't work, of course, with the Scorpio. And the Scorpio is really one of those shotguns that kind of like the Elmos now. It's very overpowered, so let's use it. So yeah, it's going to be reworked towards being that's my creator window. Let me hop back. Yeah, over there. So yeah, that build is going to get reworked to being double companion. I'm going to play around with it for a little bit and then see how that feels. And afterwards as well, I'm going to try to figure out what exactly is broken about companion again. So going into some calculations, which, you know, just because those will show what is happening when the calculations don't match in game, or the boarding of in-game, then you can kind of start to figure out where it's breaking. So now I have a Henry available to me. I have a Seska backpack available to me, which is retalentable. I'm gonna put those 2 in. For now, I'm not really saving the build or anything. I'm just making it, playing around with it, and then deciding what we're going to do with it in a little bit. I'm going to check what my crit chance crit damage is. So this piece I'm going to optimize to full, because it will likely be a piece that even if changes ever come to it, it should still be workable. Now I'm briefly actually noticing that there's a delay on my voice, so I'm going to actually briefly restart OBS. That usually fixes it, so it will likely go black for a second, but I'll be back in 1 second.